Hey everybody, Spencer Jones here with our Jones to Get Fit live cooking show, brought to you from my kitchen. That's right, the Jones Kitchen. We're a little bit later today than our normal show, just a little bit of technical difficulties, but we should be set to rock and roll. So today's recipe is going to be amazing. I've had a couple requests from friends of mine, Israel and Yvette. Thank you so much for suggesting a vegan recipe. Some of you are eating those two specifically, and maybe there's others of you who want a vegetarian diet or a vegan diet, right? And that's all good. You can get lots of protein by being vegan and vegetarian, believe it or not. So, because they're doing these things, I want to help you be successful, right? To have a successful diet, to have a successful time. No, that's not right. I just want you to meet your goal, and so this is what's going to help you out. So, what we're going to make is what I'm calling the Barnhill Soup of Deliciousness. Why am I calling that? Because my wonderful friend and co-worker, Pamela Barnhill, shared this recipe with me. So we're calling it the Barnhill Soup of Deliciousness because it's amazing. Really what it is? It's a kale soup. It's a kale vegetable soup that we're going to make. And okay, you know, like, oh, I don't like the taste of kale. You won't even notice it because it is that freaking amazing. So let me bring you over here. Let me get you off your stand here. All right, we'll show you what ingredients you need for this. All right, so we'll get to the camera over here a little bit. So you are going to need oregano. A little bit. You can use fresh stuff. I'm using the dried stuff for that. I'm using grapeseed oil. You can use other types of oil that you like. I like grapeseed. We have one big clove of garlic, all minced up. You could use one big clove of garlic like I did. You can use 2 cloves, whatever you like, right? Mix it up. We have 1 shallot all chopped up. You can use a yellow onion, red onion. That'd be weird. Yellow onion, white onion. That would work too. 1 green pepper. Chopped up. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me take the light off so I can see what you're seeing here. So we have a green pepper all chopped up. Celery. I have 6 stalks of celery all chopped up. Some, what do you call those things? Those are carrots. The orange things are carrots. Shocker. So we have carrots. Those are 4 long carrots all chopped up. And then we have 2 things of washed kale from the store. Now, if you're awesome and you have a bunch of kale from your garden, use that, right? Garden kale, so much better. It's the light. Playing with the fun light. Woo. That's why it's like moving around. Oh. So you can play around with that. That works. And we also have, I have Great Northern beans, just basically white beans. I've got garbanzo beans as well, as you can see back there a little bit. So those are organic beans. Again, you can add those beans. You can try other beans, whatever you like. It's really up to you. Those are 2 that we are going to try. Now, there's a catch. A small little baby catch here. Let me throw this light back on here. So there's a little baby catch, and that is that I'm using chicken broth. So really, this recipe that I'm making right now, it's not vegan. It's not vegetarian because I'm using chicken broth. So don't smite me too much. It's going to be okay because it's going to be freaking delicious. Now, I'll tell you why I did chicken broth as opposed to vegetable broth. So if you're making this as a vegan recipe, or you're vegan or vegetarian and that's really what you want to stick with, awesome. I would get a vegetable broth. The reason I did not do that is because I couldn't find one that had a low sodium. I know they're out there. They just didn't have them at my store at this time where I went. But they did have low sodium chicken broth. So that's what I use. I'm not too worried. And you can have some fun. Maybe you can add some like chicken sausage, turkey sausage to it as well if you're not too worried about the whole vegan thing. So that works. Robert, I saw you comment down here. I've never tried kale. How do you spell it? K-A-L-E. Yep, K-A-L-E for kale. It is a nutrient-dense, packed, green vegetable. So kale, I get the organic girl, baby kale. Love this stuff. So kale is one of those greens that is jam-packed full of vitamins, nutrients. It's kind of like it is a superfood. So a lot of people grow them in their gardens, which is awesome. It just grows like crazy. I don't have a garden, so I bought it from the store, hence where I got that. Right? I believe when Pamela made hers, she had it from her garden, which is pretty cool. So, all right, here's what you're gonna need to do. You need a big pan, right? So a big pot, not a pan, but a big pot. You can use a bigger one depending how much you're making, right? So we're gonna turn that on, we're gonna turn it on. about a medium-high to higher heat right now, just so we get it all cooked up here good for you. I don't know if you can see me with the slide. I don't know if it's a little hard to see. We'll turn on. Let me try that. There we go. I'm blinded, so it's hard for me. I can kind of see your comments, kind of look back and forth, just so you know. So if I miss it, I apologize. Hopefully you can see me okay. So we got the pan heating up. We're going to add a little bit of oil in here, just enough so that when you put your veggies in here, it covers them well enough. So let's say, you know, that's how much I measure, maybe a hair more. So that's a tablespoon and a half of oil. That's it. That's all we're going to use. Set it aside. So move it around here. Let me grab a wooden spoon. You grab a spatula, things like that, to stir it up with. That's okay. I didn't come prepared. We're going to grab the big one over here. I'm going to close the drawer. We're going to grab the big one. Spatula over here, so we're set. So, again, this recipe, the kale, the vegetables in it, super healthy, jam-packed, a delicious way to get in your vegetables in the day, because we all need a certain number of servings. Like, I know for me personally, where with my health goals and where I'm going, I need at least like 6 servings of vegetables a day. 6! That's like crazy! But it's good, and it's just fitting it in. So you have salad here, right? And maybe throw a little extra kale or spinach in your Shakeology that I make. Awesome. And this is another great way, having vegetables for dinner. It's a great way of fitting it in, really, and with snacks, you can easily fit in 6 vegetables in a day. It's really not that bad. So we're letting that oil heat up, because remember, anytime you put anything in a pan, you want that sizzle, almost any time, 95% of the time. So we have our cloves of garlic minced up here. We're going to put it in the pan with with the oil in it. Same pan we're going to use later on, so you know. Let's see if we hear that sizzle. Oh yeah, that's good. Right there. Perfect. We're going to let that sizzle up here. We're going to add the carrots. Carrots are a hard vegetable, as you probably know. So they're going to take a little time. We're going to add those to it. So our 4 carrots that are all chopped up are going in there. We're going to wait on the celery, but we're going to throw in the onions. Throw in onions. That was 1 shallot that I threw in. And then a green pepper. That's 1 whole green pepper right in here. So that's all we're doing. We're adding those couple ingredients. Now we're going to mix it all up. And we're going to let this cook for 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes. Let me bring you over here so you can see what it looks like. Because really, I mean, I know you love it over here on the stand, but let's show you the goods, shall we, folks? Yeah, that's right. Let's show you the good stuff. Let's see. Check out that deliciousness right there. So good. It's kind of weird with that light in the way, but you get the idea. Boom. So you can stir that up and make sure that just keeps on cooking, because it is going to be delicious. All right, we'll get you back up in the stand here as we're set. So it takes a little prep time. Really, the cooking aspect of the Barnhill Soup of Deliciousness isn't hard. It's super easy. You get it in the pan, you put a little oil, you heat it up, and then you start adding the ingredients, right? The ingredients that are harder, that's what you're going to add in first. That's a tip for any kind of cooking you do. The harder the ingredients are, like carrots, you want to cook those a little bit longer, because they're going to take a little bit while to get softer than other ones. You also would usually want to cook like your garlic and your onions together. They take a little bit of time to become translucent, or right in there. Not that they have to, but it's helpful. So I throw all that in. Pepper's a little bit softer. I just kind of took a risk throwing them in, but that's all right. We love a little life on the edge. When you're cooking it, you smell the freshness. So as I was saying, it's not hard. This isn't rocket science of throwing it together, but it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of prep. Honestly, for prepping everything that we have here, I spent 15, maybe 20 minutes. And it took me that long only because I was chatting with my wife, Katie, about her day and just taking my time. I wasn't in any rush. That's why it took me 15 to 20 minutes. You could easily do that prep in 10 to 15 minutes, right? Especially if you're rushing, you can get in 10 minutes. No problem with getting all this prepping in. So don't be freaked out. And if you have kids, as I mentioned in our last week's episode, if you have kids and you're cooking with a family, let them help you out. Bring them, show them what cooking is and how to make it healthy, how to make it fun, because they love helping out. So whether it's having them help cut up your, prepping your ingredients, so cutting it, slicing, maybe you have to help them out with it, or if they're not old enough or safe enough to handle a knife, that's okay. You chop it up beforehand, you do that effort beforehand, and you help them take it and put it in here, right? You have them do that, and then you have them stir. And these little things really change a person's life. I know for me, I fell in love with cooking at a young age because I was able to help out my mom in the kitchen and just cook. And that's how I fell in love with cooking and doing all this stuff, by sharing it with our family and all that good stuff. So let's see. Pam says, yep, to the spelling, perfect, awesome. If you have any comments, questions about any of the stuff, throw it in there. I'll check it out. I'll try to answer them for you. Also, if you have any recipe that you would like to see, or like Israel and Yvette said, hey, can you do like a vegan recipe or a vegetarian recipe? Awesome. I love those things. Or you can challenge me, like make brownies healthy. Something, right? Challenge me. I love it. All right, we're going to add in, spend a couple minutes, we're going to add in our celery. It doesn't need that much in there, but celery really adds a ton of flavor to your soups. I was curious about this because, I've always heard add celery to your soup. Always add celery, add celery, add celery. I'm like, why? What does it do? It's pretty much a tasteless vegetable by itself. I mean, how much of it's water? 80, 90%, something crazy. You're like, this really doesn't have much taste. But as Pam explained to me when I asked her this question, she's like, no. It adds a lot of flavor to the soup, and you miss it if it's not in there. So when you cook it and you reduce it down and get the other ingredients, not only does it soak in the other flavors, but also lets out its own flavor, and it helps bind it and bring it all together. So a reason to have celery in there, I learned something new, helping you learn something new. All right, we're stirring this up. All right, we're going to turn our burner on high here. We got a good high. So we're going to add in, this is a free-range chicken broth. Again, I got it because it's low sodium. So this is not really vegan. It's not really vegetarian because of this. If you wanted it to be, what do? What? Oh yeah, you put it in the comments below. That's right. That's how you answer. You use vegetable broth, right? Vegetable broth works. Try finding low sodium, anything like this, low fat, low sodium, things like that. This is low sodium. It's like 0, 0, 0. I'll show you. 0, 0, 0. I don't know if you can see it with the lighting. 6. It's like 6% of your sodium. It's crazy. This is 4 cups worth. We're going to add all 4 cups. Now, if you're making more than what we're showing here, and I'm not even sure this is enough here. I maybe should have gotten 2 to be perfectly honest. But it doesn't matter because you know what you can do? You can always add water. If you add a little water, you add a couple little extra seasonings into it to help spread it out. So let's say you make this, right? And you're cooking, and all of a sudden your neighbors go on your door. And you're like, hey, what's happening? What's going on? You start chatting, and they smell like, oh, what do you make for dinner? That smells amazing. And then all of a sudden they're invited to dinner, but you don't have enough for them to have for dinner. Hold on. I yelled at my dog outside. He's being crazy. So, there we go. So, they're over for dinner, right? And you weren't expecting them over for dinner, but here they are. So what you do, you add in a little water, a little seasonings, you let it cook, marinate itself all in there, all glorious like, and then you're set to rock and roll. All right, so that's all good. I might have to do that here because I probably should have bought 2, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. All right, we added our chicken broth. We want it to come up to a simmer, but as we're waiting for it to come up to a simmer, we're gonna add our garbanzo beans. Now I already took these out. I rinsed them off, right? So a sieve, and you just dump it out, rinse them out. I just put them back in here for ease. Show you. 1 can of each of those. Mix those in. Oh yeah. And then let me show you this first before I get all crazy. I'll just bring you on the stand over. Come on, join me. Over. I don't know if you can see all that deliciousness. Boom. Check out how beautiful that looks. Oh yeah. Delicious. So we got all that cooking. Get you over there. Perfect. And now we're going to add our kale. So I'm going to have to add more water. I can tell you this already. I'm going to need to add more water. And that's okay. I'm okay with it. So we got our kale. I'm not doing anything to this. I'm not chopping it up. I'm not dealing with it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take a handful over the burner, try not to burn myself or drop any on the burner, and put it in here. Now, how much do you put in here? That is a great question. As much as you like. So this is, let's see. Already washed 3 times. So if it's from your garden, make sure you wash it. All that good stuff. It doesn't say how much. It's 5 ounces. So we'll say if it was compacted, maybe like 3 cups, 4 cups. It's not compacted. We're gonna say like 6 cups, 5 or 6. So we're gonna attempt to stir the sucker in here. It's not working out so well, but I want kale because I want so much healthy stuff packed in here. We're going to add, other way Spencer, I gotta be smarter than the container. It's hard, I know. We're gonna add in a whole nother packet because this is gonna be chock full. I probably should have chose a bigger soup pan or soup bowl. That's the best way to take care of it. If you have kids, have them pick it up. Okay, so as you can see, we're overflowing here. It's gonna be okay. We're going to attempt to mix this in. It's not gonna work out so well, but that's okay. Because it's gonna melt down. So what you'll see with the kale, okay, if it's on the floor, what you're gonna see with the kale is that it's going to shrink up. It's gonna get softer. So if you didn't want it to be, I don't know, like if you have the leaves, like a bay leaf in there, but if you get like one of those leafy things in soups and you're not a fan of it, just chop it up. Chop it up real fine. You can put it in here. You're still gonna need all the deliciousness, no problem. We're leaving ours a little bigger here. So, oh yeah, it's already reducing down as you can see as it's going in. There we go. Trying to get a little more. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little more water to this. So hold on 1 second here. You get the hot water going. We are going to add in about 2 cups of water. I got hot water from the faucet. This is what happens. Live cooking show. Stuff is crazy. So we're just going to add 2 cups of water to it. There we go. So that's all simmering in there real nice like. We got some dried oregano from my mother-in-law's garden. We're just going to sprinkle that in as well. So we get a nice flavor of that. And then you stir it occasionally. You cover it. Well, I'm going to cover it. You don't have to, but I'm going to cover it. And stir it occasionally, as in occasionally being every couple minutes. And then you just let it simmer. You're going to let this thing simmer for about 30 minutes or so, 20, 30 minutes. You don't need that up there. Let it simmer for about 20, 30 minutes, and then you're set to go. Make a big enough one so that you can refrigerate it and have it for your lunches, right? It's so much better than going out to eat, getting junk food at the convenience store, going out for fast food. Make your own lunches, prep it. It's so much easier. I prep salads for lunch, so I make sure I get my veggies in. This is going to be lunch, because it's going to be delicious, and I have plenty here. All right, so there we go, folks. This is your live cooking show, again, bringing you a vegetarian dish, if you use vegetable broth, that is, a vegetarian dish or vegan dish that is going to be so freaking amazing, it's going to just blow your mind. You're not even going to think that it's vegetarian or vegan because it's that delicious. Delicious. If you wanted some meat, totally cool. I would add some ground turkey, turkey sausage, or you could chop up like chicken, what am I thinking of, like a chicken sausage, things like that. Chop that up and cook it with your onions and garlic as well. If you want, up to you. You don't have to though, because this is what we're doing. Then I use chicken broth if I were you, but that's it. Let me know what kind of shows you would like to see in the future. What would you like to see me make? What would you like to have options to make sure you live a happy, healthy life so you can chase your passions to the max? I'm kind of crazy, kind of energetic today. So there we go, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure you like and share this with your friends. I truly appreciate you watching this and sharing this with your family and friends. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just log on YouTube and go Jonesin to get fit. Search that. Boom, we should show up. And then give us a subscribe and help us out and share our videos and, I don't know, have fun. Let me know if you have questions, concerns, or you want to challenge me. Want to have me make something. Let's have some fun. Thanks for watching again, folks. Have a great night. Catch y'all next week.